Awesome. So really, whenever we dive in with an expert, we always like to start big, like top of funnel, and then kind of get more specific. So we're going to be talking about healing, all the different modalities that you utilize, your journey. But can you just start with healing in general? Like as a concept, what is it? How do you define it? And then we can dive into all the details there. But let's start big if you're open to it, and then we can go narrow after that.
Yeah, I think that there's so many different definitions out there. So thank you for inviting me to share my own to the mix. And so the way that I conceptualize of healing, it could be physical, emotional, and also any kind of spiritual, if that resonates with people. But it doesn't have to. You don't have to think about it in all three of those ways. You could even just think about it in terms of physical or emotional or spiritual. So it could be an and or an or. And I like to think about healing as an educational process.
Mm.
Uh, the reason I like to think about that is because it oftentimes sets us up for success in healing when we can think about it as a journey and as something where we learn as we go along. Um, and so sometimes we have more of a focus on just fixing something, and that puts a lot of pressure a lot of times. If you think about maybe fixing things in your house, even, and you have to, look up a bunch of YouTube videos. Well, how do you do this on the doorknob? And that, I'm not an expert on that. And then you little by little learn about it, learn about it, learn about it, and you acquire skills, you acquire knowledge, and then you try it. Doesn't work the first time, you try it again, and lo and behold, you're able to fix your doorknob. I would compare that as maybe simplistic as that is as a comparison to a healing journey that you may not be an expert in the areas that might be ailing you. And so there are people who might know about that. You can always educate yourself and then try a little bit at a time to try it on for size and see how doing things different might work for you. So I like to think about it as educational and also a journey.
So fascinating because there are so many layers to it, right? There's the physical, there's the mental, the emotional. Um, as we're thinking about this concept of healing, um, from your experience, what are the things that are usually indications that we have to heal or that there's fruit on that tree? Because I think that there's a level of awareness that comes with deciding that, hey, I'm going to pursue this or I'm interested in this. What are some of the things that people can tune into if they're thinking about, okay, is healing for me? What would I benefit from it?
Yeah, so I'll kind of answer that from my very personal, very kind of own spiritual thought about it, which is Earth is a school and a hospital. One of my mentors used to tell me that, my spiritual mentors. And I like thinking about it that way because then it's like, oh, why is everybody suffering? Oh, okay, we're here to heal from that. Nobody here is an expert on everything. Okay, it's okay to be a learner. Maybe this is a school as well. So from that perspective, healing is for everyone. I don't think there would be anybody who could not benefit from the act of educating themselves more. If we go with that first general definition of healing as being education, it's an educational process, then that's for everybody. Who doesn't want more education? We gladly say that in society that we want more education, more knowledge. So I see it in that same vein. Indicators that you might benefit from engaging in a healing path. Um, Unfortunately, I think that in humankind, suffering is usually a big indicator. So if there's something that is bringing us a lot of suffering, maybe we're avoiding that suffering and we're coping as best we can. Again, think about the doorknob. So rather than learning how to fix the doorknob, you just don't use that door. And now you don't have access to that room anymore,
Mhm.
and you just kind of learn how to live in the rest of the house. So that's a choice that a lot of people make. And I respect that choice because one of the premises in healing from trauma, which is one of my expertise, is that you, when I say you, I'm talking about the you that's your higher self, the you that's you in your everyday life, the you that has the name that you have, however you want to conceptualize as you. But you are the captain of your ship and you know the pace that's best for you. So what if you tried to, go for that doorknob and it was just way too much? And it was like, oh my God, now I'm sitting here in the hallway crying because I can't fix it. I don't know how to do it. I need to go to the kitchen and get away from this. That's okay. That's the process sometimes, and then you come back to it when you feel ready, and you leave when you feel like you need to. So giving um, just respect to everybody's pacing. That we're all here pacing how feels right to us, to each of us. Um, so healing, I think, is for everyone, and we can all decide and choose at what level and how fast or how slow or what part. Maybe today I just want to watch the YouTube videos about the doorknobs. That's all I want to do before I feel like I can go to Home Depot and get the tools for it or whatever. But it's like having a game plan that works for you.